It's okay. Off your mic. It's okay. Off your mic.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This man not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo.
Hello there.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Good afternoon to you, good morning to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun live.
Ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í kó níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun.
Thank you so much for joining me. Share this broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends and tell them that Maiyegun today.
Maiyegun diary, diary Politico. Maiyegun diary, Godfather.
As much as a lot of you or us, a lot of us don't like the Nigeria police, today, one man will eternally be grateful to the Nigeria police. His name is Unknown Babalawo Lamidi Apapa Ishawuru, whatever you like to call him. He received some beatings today at his at that old age. Even if they don't beat him again, it seems enough.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. lórí Facebook. And yes,
it is so unfortunate that the beating of Babalawo Apapa is the top of all the headlines in Nigeria, while what really happened at the tribunal seems not to be making any kind of news. On MaiyegunsDiary Politico tonight, if you want to laugh, you can laugh when the session of Apapa, when we get to that part of Apapa, but at the same time, don't let this message be lost on you, because something they happen inside that their tribunal. Now only here you feel and better. All you have to do as you are joining this evening or morning or afternoon is to like the broadcasts. That's the first step. The second step is to share it. And the third, of course, is to read the entire description. Then you can sit back, relax, or you can just start your finger typing. Stood up. It depends.
Diary Politico.
Let us start. Again, good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun live. I have so much to share with you tonight that I'm going to try and speak slowly enough that I think that will make me not to miss out on anything. Babalawo Apapa, Lamidi Apapa, Agbado Ishauru. They sometimes call him the Agbado Labour Party chairman. But let's use the one that the Nigeria media calls him. They call him the factional chairman of Labour Party. Of course, he is not. However, the crisis in Labour Party, championed and then led by this Apapa and his group, is being sponsored by no other than APC, Egbekegbe, no doubt. From the word go, I have made it very clear that the intention is to derail, distract, and possibly withdraw the entire cases against APCO, PDPO. They are the wheeler dealers. Unfortunately, an old man that made himself available for this kind of asset job, I promise you this, he never bargained for the kind of beating, slaps, or whatever happened to him today. His intention was very clear, okay? And he's living up to that. Last week, they went to court. There is a court case against the normal chairman. His name is Julius Abure. Now, Julius Abure is the one known to the world as the chairman of Labour Party, especially the past 10 months before the elections. Nobody knew Apapa. But immediately after the election, and they started talking about go to court. Well, crisis started. Apapa's group discovered that Abure's group, right, they have committed perjury. Those they cleared and gave waivers to contest elections under Labour Party, right? Abure was accused, is being accused of forging the signatures of other executive members of Labour Party in order to give the waiver to these contestants. Some of them won elections. Those who didn't win, or those who were rigged out, they are currently in court. So Apapa is expected to tap the real foundation that the Obidients are correct. You can say the real coalition the Obidients have with the Labour Party, and that's Aburi. So they have to crush that. Once they crush that, the rest of the things built on it can crumble and collapse at a go. That's the plot. So they went for Aburi, and they said he's committed perjury. So therefore, they are taking him to court. So Aburi put together his own legal team, right, to fight the court and say the court has no jurisdiction. This is supposed to be a party matter. It shouldn't be anything to do with court at all. This is something that should be resolved within their party. But because the job is to derail everything and destroy everything, if Obi no go play ball, they'll go deal with the whole thing. We can actually pop him up or the foundation they built on. It's as simple as that. Oh. In Nigeria, they call it political strategy. A criminal kind of arrangement, collusion, that people should be actually right now be arrested and be waiting to be jailed. But in Nigeria, they celebrate it. So, Apapa, who has nothing to do with Labour parties and what have you, surfaced. And they said he was their former deputy national chairman. But he ceased to be that deputy national chairman. But they thought they could kind of resolve it among themselves until the courts gave Apapa and his group the audience they wanted. The money they were spending to fight all of this coming from APC, of course. Anyway, when they went to court last week, the court now said they had the right, they have the jurisdiction to hear the case of the two of them, Aburi and Apapa. So all this while, they were still fighting in court to say if the court have the jurisdiction to hear their cases. So, but Apapa is already everywhere being presented. He's already been sacking people, suspending people, and all of that. So that his own 4 or 5 people, they will be the Labour Party, which is that of APC. So, the court ruled last week that, of course, they are going to hear the case. And they should all come back this Friday. That was last week. They said, come back next Friday so that we can hear all your cases. No decision was made. Immediately after that court's decision, Apapa and co, they walked out dancing, happier, And he said he is now in charge. And by the power of court, he is ordering the Peter Obi's lawyers to report to him in 48 hours to come and brief him about all the tribunal cases. Or else. So everybody just laughed it off. He dey bluff, he dey mad, he dey crazy, you know me now. We be a papa, then born in papa, this and that. Everybody forgot. So while some were still like, oh my God, this Peter Obi just be everywhere. Sure you get. Small time a video surfaced. Peter Obi was in London. The guy carried Uber from airport. According to him, he flew to France. From France, he flew to London. And he got a Uber because he wanted to say hello to the person who was doing birthday, Dele Momodu, Bob D. So Bob D is hosting a small birthday party or something for himself, or people were just like kind of stopping by to greet him. So Obi said he stopped by too. Look at your president.
And this morning, wow. To see London to Nice. Wow. Nice back to London.
And now to Lagos.
And then to Lagos to Abuja. I said I must come here and say, wish you.
Okay, that is on there.
I must come here and wish you.
You get that? So that was him. To Nice, and from Nice to London, and from London, I'm going to go back to Lagos. So this was yesterday. Somebody said, but I thought they said he was deported from London. I was like, see, Baba, I no get answer for you. Okay. Anyway, that's him in London. Sure you get. With Dele Momodu. And in their small parlor where they were talking, it was recorded to have said, he told APC or something like that, that he told APC that if they love Nigeria, why didn't they present Oshibajo? At least somebody like Oshibajo is young, is healthy, sure you get, and he's experienced too. So instead of a sick man, anyway, I'll let him speak. According to when he finally got inside, Dele Momodu's house in London.
I'm desperate to see Nigeria work. I don't like it. Any day, anytime. I even confronted EFCC. If you want it, why did you bring those back up? Let's have the place working for everybody. So that we have people who want to work for the country and are healthy and good. The person we brought out today is not as if we cannot do it 20 years ago, maybe, not today. Because the country needs somewhere like in 24 hours working. You know, the country is difficult. He knows my on the side. He knows my side.
It will be about 64 next election.
Yeah. You need the other one. We need the other one.
So this was in London. And the videos were like everywhere. Sure you get. So some were like, okay, maybe tomorrow be Peter Obi's tribunal case. Okay, I mean, it doesn't have to be there, you know. Everybody was making their own different comments on social media. Then earlier this morning, when we expected them to start their tribunal case, see the first person that first arrived in court. It was Apapa. Apapa and his own friends. Where's that? Yeah. Sorry that you can't see this if you are not watching on YouTube as well. There's an image. So, Apapa, Arabambi, the supposed youth leader of Labour Party, who is also the friends of APC, PDP. Long story short, this is Apapa's Labour Party. The ones that are doing everything to get Peter Obi and every Labour Party candidate either suspended or get their case withdrawn and dismissed. This is their Labour Party. However, the drama started when they got inside. So the impression, according to people, was that, you know, maybe Obi will not be there. Sure you get, since they saw him in London. So he's probably not going to be in court. So Apapa dressed. This guy wore golden shoe. Let me see if you can see his, okay. Can you see his leg in that picture? I wish I could zoom it, but I can't. It's a still picture. He put on his agbada, dressed up. He got inside the court. They started fighting. Well, he started fighting for seats. Sure you get. According to him, he's there to represent Labour Party. And since the lawyers failed to come and brief him, after the 48 hours he gave them, he is there in court to witness things for himself before he will now know what to do. Are you normal? Or you won't believe it. Or somebody was asking him, are you normal? Are you normal at all? Okay, we're going to go to the court and see the drama. Some of you have seen the videos, but it's only on MaiyegunsDiary Politico that you can have them in sequence, like one after the other as things happens. And it's quite more like detailed. If you're watching this as a whole, you know, the whole show, either now or later, you get me? The story is just like, okay. Now, waiting with this, what's going on? What is all this? Inside the courtroom, where Apapa said is the chairman, the supposed chairman. I'm going to go find that clip. This is them. Look at them outside the court again. Here is a video. rock star Apapa. He was like a rock star, golden shoe. Hey, today not today. Around that time, you know something I told you about the Obidients? Somebody told me that, I mean, a lot of people have told me that, you, this Maiyegun, you can be a very good psychologist. I say, yes, I majored in psychology. I major in psychology too. I told you that the power they have is their power of mobilization. And that is why you see this terrain, this social media, when it comes to Nigeria politics, they control this terrain totally. It is their time. They rule this terrain when it comes to Nigeria politics. And they know how to use the social media so well that Nigeria has been unable to defeat that social media, not like other African countries. Yes, they rule here. And you know what they do? Once they sense something, they will say, Obidients, gather here. They don't know why they are gathering. But the moment they start gathering, they will know why. And just like that, then go give you what you deserve. If you are good, if you say something good about them, they say, Obidients, gather here. They're going to praise you like say you be saints. Don't take it for granted. If they say, look at something, what this is, so, he's saying about our principal, their principal will be, it's Obidients, gather here. Baba, if you are not strong, you have to be very strong, extra strong to survive whatever was coming. Because whatever is coming, right, it's not going to be physical. But go come be like say the whole world is collapsing on you. People have testified to me. Those who used to bully people in Nigeria on social media, APC, Egbe, any small thing. If I say you dey crazy, your papa, where's your papa? Can you say that to your father? Can your father shake any cock? Now go kill, you know, any small thing, during this Buhari time. Now this obedient, now them and they break their wings. Here you get. They call obedient bullies. They are always bullies. They don't tolerate anybody. Any small thing like this, they will just say, gather here, gather here. But for the first time, then say, Obedience, gather here. No be online, no. Gather for Tribunal. Apapa is there. Obedient in Abuja, what are you doing? Apapa is right there now with his SETI. They want to hijack Obi's case. I bet some of them just left whatever they are doing. They just left it, they mobilized. By the time they gathered outside, inside, don't they receive the energy already? So it was now between Apapa and those who are inside. More go inside. First, from behind, you go see them like small one. I'll show you.
Understand what I'm saying? You cannot play my role. This is your role. This is your role. Which of them is your role? I am talking to not you. Talking to who? You don't have any right to talk to anybody. Talk to me. What did you say? Who am I? Who are you?
I like that. Yes, ma'am. If you have your fight, your
I am representing the
He actually have no idea of anybody in that place. See, in their tribunal, the petitioners, they have their sitting corners. The litigants, which is the petitioner, the defendant are being the whatever, respondent, they have their own place. So that sitting arrangement is always there. This old weary just showed up from nowhere. He didn't even have any clue about the lawyers. Probably have no names. He won't even be able to differentiate between which one will be lawyer and Tifnumbu's lawyer or INEC's lawyer. But he dressed up like somebody who is going for what's that guy's name? Apala concert. Where you have Ayinla Omowura, and then you have Aruno Shola, and the rest of them dressed in their own best gold cloth and all of that. The guy was just going there, said he want to sit down. About who are you? What are you doing? Who are you? Who am I? Who is me? Who are inside court? We'll go back. This one long.
Are you a party official? Don't stand up for anybody. What are you saying? Who are you? Excuse me.
The Apapa led faction.
You cannot sit down here. This is the seat of party official. I go behind.
They want to fight themselves.
Who comes first?
There's no result to the
Put me a sheep. Chairman, go to court and talk about this difference. Not here. Go to court and talk about the difference. Not here. Go to court, not here. Not here. Never party office. Never party office. Don't talk about this is not Labour Party office. No result. The officials are not even there. Why are you speaking for the party? Are you a leader of the party? Are you a leader of the party? The court officials are saying the court will stand up and talk. Who are you?
If you don't have seat here, leave this place. If you don't have seat here, leave this place.
Excuse me, please.
We don't reserve seat for anybody here. It is based on who goes
No, just don't worry.
Let's come, let's out. There's no seat for anybody.
No seat reservation, please. I made that announcement.
Can somebody
please? If you have any issues,
we are seated.
Thank you. Please.
We are seated.
Apapa led group came this morning.
They are ruffians.
The 5 musketeers, the Babalawo that want to take over Labour Party, and his co-travelers are here this morning. But they wanted to take over our seats. They wanted to take over, and we said no.
Do you get that now? So the court came and told them that if you don't have any seat reserved here for you, we have made all this reservation and all of that. Don't you guys have an idea of how court works? What is wrong with you? So if your name is not on the seat, Baba, please, sit along here. Please go outside. Apapa was now talking and saying, I am a leader of the party. Who are you? Who is me? Who is you? You, me, or you, me, you. Are you me? Am I you? Am I you? Or you, me? You know, all that stuff, madness in the court. Finally, Apapa walked out. By the time Apapa got to the lobby, okay, hang on. Not the lobby this time around. Check this screen, right? They say Obi don't come. People will get the seat don't come. Oh. So go tell those thugs to leave that place. So it didn't take long. They realized about I will not go from here to Kujeo because they've been living in 5-star hotels in Abuja. They've been like they have been properly taken care of. Trust me. As Apapa was walking out, remember what I told you before? Obidients gather here. Now, Apapa didn't have a chance of being briefed by those lawyers. Sure you get. Obidients gather here. I think he stayed back in the court because something happened, which I am going to skip a bit and come back to later, okay? But briefly, when the court now started calling people to make appearances, you know, APC people will say, I am so and so representing this. I am the candidate. I am representing the candidate. I'm representing the, you know what I mean? Like that. So Obi as candidate stood up, said he's representing as the candidate. A woman leader, Labour Party woman leader who was there as well, stood up and introduced herself as the Labour Party woman leader who is now representing Labour Party today. Now, so Apapa stand up, say, no, from that corner, not where the people who came to, who are petitioners sat, from the corner, he started making noise again. No, I am the here to represent Labour Party. I am the one who have the authority. Who be this one again? This guy still there here. I say, I dey here. Oh. Around that time, those Obidients who are inside the tribunal, inside the court, they were already reporting back. It's like when BBC is giving you minute by minute report of something, of a case, a courtroom case that they are unable to stream live. So people were already like, Apapa madini. If you say this Apapa the crazy, Apapa the mental, what's be all this? So they had to explain to them and say, listen, guys, no wahala. What happened was that the court had to step down Labour Party representation. Sure, you get, since they have lawyers, since Labour Party have lawyers representing them in the case. So whether somebody coming to say you're sitting here because of Labour, they are just inconsequential, at least not now. Sure, you get, so it wasn't anything big. But at that time, Obidients don't gather outside, including lobby. Now, so police come and say, Baba, if you want come out for your life, come on your cap, your cap. We will move you out now. We will do our best to get you out of here. Because you see those who are outside there, if we leave you for them, you be Muslim? He said, yes. Are you a Muslim? He said, yes, I'm a Muslim. Well, there will be probably a 2 o'clock flight that will take your body to Ibadan. They will still be able to bury you before 4 p.m. this evening. Or what do you think? He had to follow the police. Now, following the police, there are some people who are already upset with what he just did inside that courtroom. Because that's exactly what they wanted to do. Cause confusion, like the AA. You know, I told you about the AA. Action Alliance, or what's be that party? The party that within 30 minutes of them appearing in tribunal pre-hearing, 2 lawyers represented the party. They didn't know themselves. They started fighting inside court. At last, they are like, okay, in shame. They say, okay, we are withdrawing the case. That was when the breaking news said, oh, Tribunal dismissed the first case against Tifnumbu. So that's exactly what they want to do with this Obi. Cause confusion in a way that they will just be like, these Labour Party people, why are they always creating problems here? Sure, you get. You know, go get tail, you know, go get this. And that will be making the headlines, not what is being discussed, what is really happening inside the tribunal. So I won't give you the shortest part now so that we can go to the proper one. Baba, stand up, oh. If you want me to protect you, follow us. I go rough and do you, or you go manage. Just remove your cap. Follow us. In the lobby, ladies and gentlemen, where people, like I said, were already upset. Like, why are you doing this? Someone even asked. Just right there. Watch this. So that was the kind of, not so clearer one. Let's go back to that entrance when they were bringing him out again, right?
Tear gas him. They tear gas him. He fell. He fainted. He passed out. He passed out.
Now, there is another one as well. That person was using his phone, like it was like at the head, right? I want to share that with you again. It's part of so many claims from Olangu and all that. Quand on ṣẹlẹ̀ ní pé ìgboro ti di propoyé, everything ló ti propoyé, ace.
Sì ní pé ìgboro ti di propoyé, everywhere ló ti propoyé, ace. Sì ní pé ìgboro ti di propoyé, everywhere ló ti propoyé, ace. Sì ní pé.
Problem ti wà everywhere. But that's somebody's grandfather, somebody's father. And it was like somebody who stole a goat from the main market. And they are holding him like, ole, thief, ole, Apapa. But the real briefing, they said the Obidients won't give him. See, they won't brief him. How the case be? Police didn't let them do the briefing. Yeah, that's the, that's the part where like they had to hold him with his agbada, pulling him here and there, just to get him to safety, away from so the court had to be like, so let's go back inside that court. Because some of the images you probably will miss. If you are watching on YouTube, like I said, right? Take a look at this. These were the still images that you saw in that video, like this, when they were bringing him out from inside the court. So this is the lobby. Now, then at the end, at the entrance, the one you saw earlier, then to the part that he was so surprised that, you these people, you did this to me. Don't you have elders at home? Shock, he was surprised. Somebody said, Apapa, an old man, we no respect himself, decided to be the typical Nigeria rig system. And no matter what they paid him, Apapa is ignoring the force behind Obi. And he thought he could just walk in just like that and then destroy their case. But I realize some people slap him inside the crowd. At this point, it could be like say in mouth don't swell. You know that kind of thing. If somebody punch him for mouth or something. I'm just using the image now, okay? If you're watching this live, you understand what I'm saying. Look at his mouth. It was like it was then decam somehow. Even in front of that same place, where they are holding him back and forth with his agbada, you will begin to ask yourself and say, see, look at this one. They were like dragging him on like a dying goat. Look at him. Somebody grandpa. Somebody that is probably is almost 80. But every time I remember what princess, Princess Balogun of the temple, Abi, the Yoruba Union princess. One day we were having a meeting. And that meeting was about somebody who has committed a very serious crime. And then in that conversation, they said, well, we thought it's an elderly person. And she was like, no, elderly Oshiwoni. Which elderly? Because he looks like 70 or 60 years old. Poverty will make you kind of, it's not a good thing, is it? Poverty ages you. You age faster than your peers. There are many of you today that if you see your mates, your schoolmates, some of them you would have prostrated to greet them. I say, Rasa, Elesa. AK, you don't know me. Now me, Maiyegun. You don't forget Maiyegun. Don't prostrate and greet me now. We are mates now. You were even older than me by 2 years. Maiyegun. Now you be this. Now me. Remember. I said, you look older, gone you. What happened? He said, it's a long story. Nigeria is there, Some said that Nigeria poverty made Ishauru, Lamidi, Babalawo, Apapa to look like somebody who is 80 years. Let's say if you look to and fro, if you know past 55 years or 56 years, he may not even be an old man. But some said, Abba. Say, no, the man don't nearly reach 80. How can somebody, 70 years old man, turn himself to this? Because internet will never forget. Small time now, the Obidients will look, they will find his children on social media. It no go take time. When they find them, I'll tell you. They will look for his children, they will look for where they are, they will bring out their pictures, and they begin to say, look at Ishawuru's children. No. Here you get somebody, grandpa. How much them pay him? How much them promise him? Meanwhile, back in their same court. So from what the court had was that INEC has failed to give the OB people their, access to those documents. I'm talking about the ones they use for their elections. So today, after the Apapa's drama is gone, back to business. So it became obvious that INEC in Nigeria is actually in that tribunal as if they are also candidates in that elections too. I'm like, well, what do you expect? So they said INEC refused to release all of the court-ordered documents that they use for that their Charade election. I'm talking about the results that they announced. So yeah, go bring out your results, the ones you announced. They said INEC is not giving them what they want. And 5 times they have written to them reminding them what the court said, what the court, So when INEC will respond, INEC said, Peter Obi lawyers failed to pay the 1.5 million naira they were supposed to pay to get those documents. Are you not supposed to be government institutions that you just conducted an election and by law, you are going to be expected to present the result you announced? So they just told them that in the court today, in that their tribunal. However, Tifnumbu's people were like, no, that wasn't what we discussed the last time. Anything they gave to you, just take it like that. You cannot start asking for court's approval to get the election materials. No, we can't build our prayers properly in front of this tribunal if we don't have access to all the documents that INEC said back all they did. So they told them to, well, we would have to see you again on Friday. So which means on Friday, we'll probably have no drama like that of Apapa. We'll have no drama like that of Arabambi. And possibly, they will probably have been kind of investigated and held to the point that today they haven't committed any crime. You know why? Because during that drama, I think the court is probably yet to see it. When all those videos you saw. Like, where's the other one? There's a particular one that, hang on. Let me see if I still have it.
Nobody knows this man. He's too old for this nonsense. Nobody knows him. We don't know him. We don't know him.
Yeah, where you are telling him that this man is too old for this nonsense. This man is too old for we don't know you. We don't know you. So asking the question of how much do you think they promised him, and how long do you think that money will last? Or no, you know what? Clear that. Right? Let me rephrase the question. How long do you think, or should I say, how much do you think will be enough for you to do the kind of what Apapa is doing? Like to ignore logic, to kind of go that far without caring for anything, like whatever. If I die, I die. If I perish, I perish. So somebody said 1 billion. Do you know that 1 billion, if you have if anybody give you 1 billion, and let's say you are spending 1 million every day, that 1 billion naira, you will only spend it for just maybe 1,000 days. That's less than 3 years. To some of you who love to talk about big money, I will collect 100 billion. I will collect 1 billion. Even though you will never get that too. But let's assume that they promise you 1 billion naira. And you decide to be spending 1 million every day. Because what kind of business would you do to give you 1 million every day anyway? So that will take you 1,000 days. That's less than 3 years. If they give you 10 billion, and and you are spending 1 million every day, it will take you 30 years. So if they give you 100 billion, then it will take you how many years? 300 million. 300 years. Or maybe 280 years to spend 100 billion. That's a lot of money, yeah? Sometimes that is what your politicians steal. I wonder, how could one person steal like 200 billion, 500 billion naira, 1 point something trillion, 2 trillion naira? Somebody will just steal that one. Like, even if you are spending 1 million or 10 million every day. So what do you think would have been offered Apapa? 1 billion, 10 billion, or 100 billion? No idea. But like I said, there are other things that happened inside that court. So Symphony, we're going to use their clip where one of the lawyers actually shared and asked, what exactly is the INEC Nigeria running from? Listen to this.
So tell us, you said you want to push to as to the amount that was actually paid to buy. Can you shed more light on that, please?
Please. What I was trying to say is that the amount that was being demanded, I don't want to be pushed to the wall, but let me put it this way, that the amount is far from being legit. So I believe I've said it all. But what is important is that now that INEC has a lead counsel, I believe that something good may come out of a chat that I'm supposed to have with him today. Because until now, if you ask me, and I say it with every degree of emphasis, that INEC sees itself as a candidate in an election that it conducted. I say it with every degree of emphasis, going by the conduct of INEC, and that is true. Now, you would have noticed, for those of you who were in court, that no other party is complaining about not getting any documents. You should ask the question, why is this so? Because they have been provided with documents, except the petitioners, who have not been provided with the required documents. And I keep on saying, what is INEC umpire hiding? What is he hiding? What is he hiding? I don't know. Maybe you, as gentlemen of the press, may interrogate them to find out why INEC should not be neutral. They are supposed to be neutral. That's the way it is all over the world, including African countries. It's only in Nigeria that the electoral umpire behaves as if it is a candidate in its own election. I don't think this will continue and should not continue.
The other question.
By Friday, these issues of documents that did not yet served by INEC or documents did not receive from INEC can be resolved.
Well, I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. I don't want to be pessimistic. But if we don't, there are other options. There are other options.
What mission have they served on there? And what mission did they say they have served?
You say what?
The motion they said they have served on the petitioner that they need to reply. What is it for?
Okay. What?
Wait a minute, please. Wait.
The motion they filed is asking that some paragraphs of the petition be struck out. Serve this morning in court, and we will reply accordingly. Provide a very, very robust defense. The allegation is misplaced.
The last one, please.
Application on? Oh yes. That one probably should be among the applications to be had on Friday. But surprisingly again, I believe it will surprise you, that INEC is objecting. A public institution that is being funded by the government, representing the people, is saying they don't want the people to enjoy live streaming. Are you not surprised? Again, you ask yourself, what are they hiding? What are they hiding? What are they hiding?
I hope that summarizes it, yeah? I'll leave the rest for you to add. You know what I mean? That's from the courts. But do you all know that there is another kind of big fraud that is currently taking place under this Buhari just few days before the end of the part 1 of your Armageddon and the beginning of the second stage of the Armageddon? I don't think Nigeria will survive it, but that's a story for another day. But do you know that the 22.7 trillion naira that Emefiole printed for Buhari's government that they shared in order to cover up that illegality, there was no single National Assembly approval for it. Buhari and Emefiole, they broke the law. But wouldn't you be so surprised that somehow, just 3 weeks to the end of Buhari's inglorious, murderous, bloody, terrorized tenure, the Nigeria National Assembly adopted all of that money. They adopted all of that money and they dumped it into the Nigeria national debt. And they made a sort of motion in their National Assembly to approve all of that printed money, even though this printing lasted for 8 years. Not a single approval came from them. But suddenly, they quickly added it to the national debt of Nigeria and decided to sell it off as a bond so Nigerians can buy the debts, cover the whole thing up. Do you know how that happened? Baba? Now $30 million. Buhari's government gave to the National Assembly members in order to do all of that Ashe job. Omo. Nigeria had to finish. Honestly speaking. You see, in the House of Representatives, they collected $15 million, 15 million, and they gave that to Gbajabiamila Amole. Gbajabiamila Amole collected $15 million and he gave $10,000 to each member of the National Assembly, of the House of Representatives. Multiply $10,000, 10,000 by 360. What you will get is going to be $3.6 million. But he didn't give them that money until a few days ago. And why? I'll tell you. Before the Charade election, Buhari's government, through the Central Bank of Nigeria, right, gave all the National Assembly members, senators, so reps, so $50,000 US dollars each. As just like, okay, just take this for your election. PDP, APC, ABGA, all of them collected. It didn't make noise. So by the time the election was over, they just told them another 10,000 is coming. Well, not 10,000. Okay, it was meant to be another $40,000. But this time around, Gbajabiamila Amole, after collecting the share of his own 360 members, Rubber Stamp Lawan, after that one collected their own share. You know, they are not as many as reps. So they shared their own money, just like $50,000 to each senators. and the leadership of the National Assembly, including the deputy vice Senate president, being a deputy Senate president, or leaders of the House, so they shared about $6 or $7 million for people. The rest, they collected 50,000 US dollars. But when they got to the turn of Bajabia Mole, Shishi, they no get. Shingbai, they no collect. The 15 million was cooling off somewhere. Until a week ago, which was last week, some members started hearing that the money they shared to them at the National Assembly, at the Senate, they are supposed to collect. So your speaker collected $15 million. So the deputy speaker, that was a guy, they decided to call in to reconvene and have a quick session that they are going to treat that issue. It would have been a big scandal. Before they could call any meeting, Bajabia Mole ordered the clerk of the House to send a message to all the House of Representative members that, listen, we are going to adjourn indefinitely, which means until further notice, we are not sitting again. But before then, right, here is $10,000 for all of you. So $10,000 by 360 is 3.6 million minus $10,000, which is Bajabia Mole is one of the 360 House of Rep member, but he's the speaker, so you won't count him. 359. So by the time he gave them all that money, you know how much is left for Bajabia Mole? $11.4 million. So the rest of his colleagues are like, we don't go agree. Why can't shit be this? Now that wahala we they said to us, we are talking right now. They are looking for Bajabia Mole. They are asking for the balance of their money. All of this just to dump money printed on the rest of you as debt. You will pay. Now you go pay the debt. In order to cover the criminals who perpetrated this crime. Buhari and Co., what did they do? They paid those who were supposed to probe them and report back to you that they don't finish you. Your children that you are praying for, Baba, Ojola, tomorrow, their future have been mortgaged already. And this is what that simply means. Sorry about that blinking. It does that all the time. It's crazy, isn't it? Don't worry, I'm saving money. I'm going to get myself another camera that will actually stay on like this. And then, when it's plugged, it keeps charging itself. That's pretty much better than all this film and all that. I apologize. Yeah, they paid them to cover it up. And they did exactly. They used your National Assembly. They used their own authority to legalize the criminality done by Buhari. And they got paid at your own expense. Well, that's not news, is it? It's probably not something that should move you, but say no. Okay. Look at this guy. They said he's EFCC, one of the EFCC young staff. Now, his story is so sad. Yeah? As you are looking at him, he's dead. They have killed him. And he wasn't killed in line of operation. Like, okay, let's go and arrest bad people. Let us go and get all the bad people and, put them in jail. Sure you get. That's not the reason why the young boy got killed. The young man was beaten to death by his senior colleagues in EFCC. There is a current scandal going on inside the EFCC in Nigeria. I don't know if you have heard about it, or you may never hear about it until I tell you. Abi? The scandal is that let's take just 2 steps back a bit so that this won't be shocking to you. Okay? When APC, Egbekegbe came in, there's this guy, Magu Luther Crook. Magu Luther Crook was the EFCC chairman And it was like, what's that guy's name again? Oh, hey, I wanted to remember this Sherlock Holmes. It was like a Sherlock Holmes of Nigeria, crime busting syndicate, kind of, like he's a Superman and all of that. He's going to clean everywhere of, all the thieves in Nigeria. Magu is coming. You need to run, if you're a criminal, Omon Abubo. All that in Abubo. I happen to be one of the first people who said that. You this Maiyegun, shut up your mouth. He's doing a great job. Babana Bobo, you be Mugu. If you have actually ever believed any of these guys and you are still believing in anything they say, you be Mugu. Mugu Giti. Now they give them that lifeline whether they take survival. Because without you, they would not actually amount to anything. So what happened? He was doing an actual job. As they were announcing, we have arrested so, and we have discovered 500 billion naira inside GP tank. We have arrested. It was like everywhere. Asholeni. Asheba Bauli. You know what I mean? We did, most of you didn't know that he is Ogbojole, a very strong hardened criminal wearing suits. Now, under him, I heard that returned loot were also relooted. You know what they were doing? Once they arrest someone, okay, no. It's not even like arrest somebody. It wasn't like that kind of a smart. Here you get. People were snitching. I'll tell you this for free. When APC Egbekegbe came in, they were saying something about whistleblowers. I don't know if you remember that. Whistleblower policy. If you report any stolen money that you know, if you report any corruption anywhere that you know, and it is successful, they will pay you, remember, 5% of whatever money they recover from that. Do you remember that time? Oh, a lot of you don't even remember. Now you just remember. Say, okay, I remember. Maiyegun, I remember. When Buhari came in, they did something called whistleblower. If I pick up my phone and I say, hello, I can't mention my name. I can tell you this for free. My oga, where they work for, inside this house, we get place where they keep money. And I know say I still instead the money. EFCC, they will say, okay, whistleblower policy, you'll be protected. So don't worry. Once it's successful, they will pay you 5%. Baba, within a space of 3 months, this is not, I didn't make this up. People have reported 33,000 whistleblowers reporting from local government to even not empty people where they work for private sectors. People were beginning to snitch on themselves. Now, when to now collect your 5% story started. Under Buhari, whistleblowers, they on the run. You don't hear that before? You blow whistle. Ooh. By the time they made money from the whistleblower, the loot that they have recovered, and you're asking for your 5%, they go arrest you and say you are also a criminal. Whistleblower, they on the run. You don't hear that before? Yes, they look for whistleblower. You know why? Because the properties they are recovering from these looters, they are devaluing them. And they are like, see, 3 things they are doing. First, when they take all the properties back from these criminals, they will now pick the choice properties for themselves. For example, if they say, Maiyegun, we have seized 5 houses from him, 3 houses in Banana Island, 2 houses in Asokoro, and Maiyegun is being investigated for a fraud of 500 billion naira. So the media trial will start. While all of you are reading about Maiyegun is there in somewhere in one jail, and is going to appear in court in December. This is May. The court will say, come back in December. They will throw me there. Now, you see, some of those my properties, because they have accused me of crime now, Abi. So those properties, they will now what? They will now choose, for somebody like, they will say, okay, That one where they are Sokoro, change the name from Maiyegun to Umaru Diko. Sure you get. So they will change it to Umaru Diko. And they will do all the documentations that says Umaru Diko have sold that property to Ismail Asambo for 50,000 naira. If you say, oh, this property is worth over 400 million naira. But when the EFCC document will show up, they will pay 500,000 naira for the whole properties, for the whole property. So they were doing all this paperwork, changing things, eh? All the return loot that they say they have relooted all the return loot. How can you reloot all? I mean, how can you loot the returned loot under Buhari? They saw money inside the Koyi house. They saw money inside the former NNPC GP tank. They saw money inside burial ground. Where are the money? Nowhere. So it was when their power play now started that Maguluta Crook ended up inside the asshole rock cell. For 2 months, they were trying him inside their asshole rock. Last, they just choose this Bawa. Bawa, this and that. The whole fleecing and stealing continues. You see all those Yahoo boys? Those Yahoo boys, you see all their cars, Sahara. You see all those internet fraudsters that usually spend so much money on expensive automobiles. You will see them cruising in expensive latest automobiles. For EFCC, na Sahara. Once they pick them, they will be asking them, do you want us to take your mug shot? Because we'll post it on social media. Everybody go know say you be Yahoo boy. Sure you get. You're going to jail. Or you want to part with 3 of your cars. And those Yahoo boys too, who want to leave everything, they will leave their expensive automobile cars for these EFCC staffs. Some of these EFCC guys, some of them have as many as 5, 10 cars. No cheap cars. Oh. They didn't pay a penny for any of them. These were supposed to be proceeds of crime. Sure you get. They are supposed to be somewhere. They will say, these are proceeds of crime. Because if you go to court and court says return them back to the owners, you lost the case. If EFCC carry you in Nigeria, because somebody said you are carrying laptop, you must be a Yahoo boy. And they grab you. Once they grab you, Baba, the day you finally go back to your house, they would have emptied everything they can get from you. Everything. If you have built a house, they will make you change the document. It is as bad as that. If you don't want to be jailed, because if you go jail, they will still sell your property to themselves. Not called to EFCC guys. They will take your property, take whatever they want, gold watch, money, clothing. I mean, name it. Now, they say this young man was somebody who was supposed to enter them, keep the record of all of the items that are proceeds of crime. So they told him, they said that on one occasion, when he was entering all what they collected from supposed Yahoo boys and other criminals, and they told him to sign it off. That's all. It was like, no, that is not all. I can't sign this off. I mean, I saw the pictures, I saw everything that we collected, I saw all of that, but this is not what we have. They said, are you mad? What is wrong with this one? We said, sign it off. We are your seniors. Sign it off and say we have put everything in. So he disagreed with them. About one of the office in Benio. They now set up that he had a crisis. He had something happened to him that they had to quickly rush him to the hospital. And that is when he died. But it was later found that they beat him to death. A greed of man, you will say. If they can do that to one of their own, think of what they will do to you. I mean, that's exactly how I see them. They don't serve anything to protect anybody, Baba. You are on your own. So they say. Now, I'm going to read this part. It's a long one, oh. Sure you get. Well, maybe not long one, but it's more detailed. The issue of 22.7 trillion, which is, Angono. Yeah, but I think I'll come back to that. Here is another one I want to add to it. Few days ago, the United States Embassy in Nigeria, they released a statement and said the U.S. Secretary of State, what's it be name again? Something Blinken. I'll be blanking. Right? Said they are placing visa ban on those who contributed to the disruption of the 2023 elections, the violence and all of that happened. And it was like a breaking news. A lot of people were saying, yes, they have banned Wiki, they have banned this. People are kind of trying to think of who are those that America is banning. Visa ban. Others were like, about don't waste your time on useless visa, but visa ban will shiwo. Shena today, where everybody who knows America very well, if America is going to sanction you, they will announce you. They will announce what you have done. They will announce all your associates, all your businesses in their country. They will tell you the details of what they want to do with you. But when it comes to Nigeria, now then they announce visa ban. You don't go know who them ban. Although there is this justice that gave the judgment about the on the Imo governorship election. You know that Supreme Court justice who said, "Oplesons or Digba, who made Oplesons or Dijo, your Supreme Court governor." That woman, Kekere Ekun, she was denied visa. They said it was because of her role in the election in Nigeria. So they've banned her from going to America. So anytime they want to do all these judges international, it will never be able to go to America. But you see, there's something about America and all this West. I live in the UK. Some of you live in America, so you have an idea of what I'm saying here. It is kind of, if you're not living in any of these countries, or if you're not living in the West at all, if you're living in Nigeria, this message is for you. Whatever is going on in Nigeria, look at me very well. The West has just one single interest, and that interest is their own interest, not even the interest of yours or interest of Nigeria or anybody. No. Their interest, whatever their interest is in your country, is the reason why they will team with anybody who can tell them that they will keep that interest intact, safe for them. And they will deal with anybody who can guarantee that until that person can't guarantee it anymore. If you have a dictator that is actually drinking your blood every day, like they told us of Idi Amin of Uganda. You remember Idi Amin? Yeah, they said he was eating human flesh, he drinks blood, and he was so cannibalistic and all that. America don't give a damn. They don't give they don't give an F. Trust me. Make una they kill yourselves every day. The only time human rights will sound somehow, human rights and all of that will sound something to America is when they realize that their interests won't be protected by those who have seized that power. America gave Tifnumbu the deal on the drug trafficking. He gave up his friends. They gave him a fine, a pat on the hand. And some are saying, what if he's actually their assets anyway? Have you read some of his, some of their cable messages where the ambassadors in Nigeria who have sat with some politicians in Nigeria, they are cable back to America when they are wiring back what their politicians in Nigeria told them. So it's all about their interest anyway. So when he said, you see, when America say they are sanctioning anybody, whether they want to sanction you as an individual, or if they are sanctioning you as an individual, all the American friends, like this UK, like so many other parts of this world, they will follow suit. Wherever you have all your investment, people will begin to advise you to move them away from all those territories. Even though now America, they sanction you, anybody that touches anything that is yours, any company that does business with you, they will receive the same treatment. So it has to be done now like in the underworld and all that. If America says they are sanctioning you. But they will announce it. You will know all that. But when it comes to that of Nigeria, Now visa ban, then they announce Yeye Bello. During the time of Tata, Yeye Bello was also placed on a visa ban, also so we thought. But every time Buhari was going to America at that time, Yeye Bello will be one of them who will follow him to America. Because they won't need their visa anyway. I don't know how that works. Or they will have to still give him the visa anyway. So a lot of people knew that it was just a joke when they say they are announcing visa ban. We are going to announce visa ban. Irony. All those are just bobos. Now, then they realize that their interest is long. And in that of Nigeria, the interest of America are in 3 things. The first one is that of your oil. The second one is what Nigeria has to pay for any arms and ammunition from America without them having to go to buy from Russia. You know that? So America want to be at the forefront. They want to take your money for that. Whatever you want to do with the weapons, that's your business. It's none of their business. As long as you are not taking that money to Russia. So America is interested in that. In that your oil, they have always been interested. You know that. Abi? So anything else is your own problem and concern. If you like, kill yourself. If you like, eat yourself. If you like, burn yourselves. If you like, rig yourselves. That's your problem. For those who know them very well. Oh. So the news now came. They said, American Secretary General, General Secretary of State. Secretary of State, Blinken. I've been a Blinken. He spoke with Kolu, and he told Kolu that America is now ready to work with him, and America can't wait to have him on and work. I was like, so something happened. May I tell you? The reason why I'm actually sharing that story is that a lot of people now started like, look at you, hey, like that. So me, in my usual way, I was on my phone. I was like, look at them. So I just went there with LOL. See America fighting for democracy in Africa. But an American convicted drug dealer, Escobar, is receiving a warm embrace from the same America that is, that kind of appeared to be against anything narcotic and all that. Look at them, says, but it's diplomat. Come and see people. They attack me. All those who were no fee, those crickets. They're always they used to be on my Facebook page, but it seems that, work well again. So when they saw MaiyegunsDiary Politico, I'll show you. Though I have muted some of them because I can't be bothered reading some of them. But nevertheless, I'll show you. So that my response, some came and they said, one guy was like, it's not your fault. Very soon, and go soon touch you in that your UK self. So you think you are like this child started attacking and abusing me. I was like, I don't get anything to say to you. Now don't say what I want to say. If you have anything to say to Maiyegun, you know my number. Call that number. I would rather speak straight to your slave masters rather than speak to the slaves themselves. What would the slave say? Other than to defend his chain. Abi? So why waste your time? So, though my Twitter is very boring. I am not like engaging like that. Hey, your papa. Hey, thank you. Maiyegun, well done. But I don't know how to do all of that. I don't have that much time to do much. You know what I mean? But again, this was America now saying that they are willing and ready to work with Kolu. So what that means then is this. It is a mixed one because a lot of you are banking on the evidence that shows that Kolu as an ex-convict, ex-drug trafficker, like Escobar, is about to be the president of the biggest and largest black nation on earth. And America is very much ready to be his pal. Wow, what has changed? That's the reactions, Abi. No, your destiny is in your hands. Trust me, the America, and nobody they come to help anybody. When the Kasala bursts, even America will be willing to supply all sides, all the weapons where you need to kill yourselves. But until you know that Nigeria problem, Nigeria solution, no Western solution, no other thing, Nigeria problem, Nigeria solution, and the better part is this. If we can't live together in peace and respect to one another as it is, that we are not meant to be, then we can make a solution which is internal solution of may everybody go their separate ways. So I'll keep reminding you, even though it doesn't sound so good to some of you, but it is actually the truth that it's so tiny. I mean, so it's so tiny a bit, right? But it's so huge as well. You can't hide it. You can't. Now let's go to another one. Hang on, I think I still have it. Right. So as we are talking about Nigeria being broke, Nigeria about to start doing Bambi Allah, Nigeria bo, Bambi Allah. Because the subsidy, the subsidy payment, which so many Nigerians believe that that's the only thing they gain from their government, and that's the only thing we get from the government. We don't get anything. Subsidy. If they remove subsidy and we begin to buy petrol for 500 naira per liter, this country go blow new. This country go burn new. I say, calm down. Buhari don't go World Bank to go and borrow money. $800 million. They won't give you 5,000 naira every month. All of you will say you won't burn Nigeria because of the kind of hunger where you think or imagine when they remove subsidy. Right? But the problem now is this. It seems to be the last minute cash out. And I'm not the only one who feels like that. Even the rubber stamp Senate in Nigeria feels like that too. You know what Buhari did? He wrote a letter to the National Assembly, the Senate, and he said, see, I have $800 million, where World Bank won't give me, but I need your help because we need to share this money sharp through electronic transfer. We just need your support. I saw everybody to come to laugh. Here.
In order to guarantee the credibility of the process, digital transfers will be made directly to beneficiaries' account and mobile wallets.
The President's request for the loan approval.
In order...
They themselves were laughing like, oh, my $800 million. Oh, this Buhari Koro. This Buhari mental. Like, you know, that kind of thing. Say, you know, things they quite probably say to themselves in private, like, we don't finish this country, Sha. Hey, by the time we feel nothing would remain for here. Like, things they tell themselves privately. And they just feel like, go finish, Jari. We'll go rough on. So when they saw that letter of 800 million that they want to share through electronic transfer to all of you, they started laughing. Say, this is a joke now. This is actually a joke now. 99% of Nigeria revenue is now being used to service the Nigeria debt. Nigeria is so broke, that they have to print money to pay salaries, or else they would have to take another, in Delta State, Ifeanyi Okowa, their governor, who happened to be the running mate to Atiku in this last election. The guy took over 700 billion naira loan. You heard me right, over 700. After Lagos na Delta. Lagos debt is put at over 1.4 trillion naira right now. While that of Delta State is put at over 800 billion. But you see, the last 6, 7 or 10 months or so, Okowa, the road where he carry the Delta people go. Oh dear. Help me. Where that woman? It was like, it's what enough for people to say, to shout, I say, help us, so in Delta. Now, today, the news came and it was like, this guy is asking for 70 billion naira supplementary budget. So, yeah, you heard me right. Today is what? 17th. All things being equal. If the coming back of our Lord Jesus Christ tarry, I don't know if that is a right statement anyway. I shall not say in Yoruba, they say, if Jesus no come, before May 29, it means that in 12 days' time, Okowa will cease to be governor of Delta State. But they won't ask for 70 billion. They call it supplementary budget for 2023. 70 billion naira. Now, no, they won't borrow them. So now so I hear one data, one my worry woman, because say, hey, help us, help us.
Huh. I will not allow you to. Hey, help me, 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 help me. If they carry me, they go, we are not know. Help me, help me, help me. Huh. I will not allow you to. Hey, help me, help me, help me, help me, help me, help.
70 billion. So by the time they put together all the debts of Delta State in 80 years of Okowa, now tertiary attention. Now, if you paid 1 trillion, now you go collect small change. You know that thing. They say, how much be all of our debt in Delta? I won't pay them. They say, bring 1 trillion, we'll give you change. But when you go to Delta State, are you from Delta State? How is Delta must be like Dubai, where your governor collected nearly 1 trillion naira in revenue. In fact, he collected 1.8 trillion, nearly 2 trillion naira in revenue, both federal, 13% derivation, this one and that one. Last, 8 years, he's going to leave you with a debt of nearly 1 trillion. And schools still don't have seats, desk, or even roof in so many parts of Delta State. Roads. And talk about, oh man, I mean, but again, it is just what Nigeria is. A crime scene where nothing they shock me anymore. I mean, after Apapa's beating, the guy still do interview on Channels Television. I won't forget. I mean, I'm not going to try to forget that, okay? So that, you know, it be part of this. Apapa?
Bring your evidence that I have collected money or we have collected money from anybody. That is not, it's absolutely untrue. That's that.
The second one, obviously, Peter will be taking side.
Is he the Buhari? I mean, Peter will be taking side. You see, I don't want to keep on exposing, but he deserves to be exposed. He deserves to be exposed. Some time ago, in one of the interviews he granted, he said he does not know me at all. I want to tell the whole world, he's a liar. And let me tell you why I say he's a liar. I've been trying to cover him, but he does not deserve it. The reasons are this. One, this is a man done his primary in Asaba. I did the opening prayer. And I was not a young officer. I was the deputy national chairman of the party then. So not a junior officer. This party, I've been 21 years in this party.
No wonder Papa was so alarmed. He said Obi said he didn't know him. How could Obi say he doesn't know Apapa? The Babalawo that did the opening prayer at your primary election in Asaba. Maybe Obi will remember later anyway. Or maybe he didn't pay attention. Because Apapa na Babalawo. So the prayer may be like, maybe they may think somebody is just chanting Ijala out there. Can you get, like maybe the Yoruba Nigeria tricks, I'll be waiting to record that thing. Ijala out there, they will not say he's doing prayer. Unfortunately, that's the only thing that Papa could remember. And he's sad that Obi didn't remember that. So Obi is a liar according to him. That's a Papa. Anyway, I'm going to wait till Friday to see what else is in stock. But let me tell you something. Just a few days ago, in fact, it was about 2 days ago, right? This image, sorry if you are not seeing this on TikTok, it's on social, it's on Facebook. You see this image? That is Tunde Sabiu. Tunde Sabiu is Buhari's personal secretary. Now, Tunde Sabiu is called the captain. Now, just brief background of Tunde Sabiu. Tunde Sabiu being the personal secretary to Buhari through Abba Kyari, your de facto president that died of COVID in 2020. So, Tunde, immediately after Abba Kyari died, Tunde decided to take his place. I'm talking about showing up as somebody who is the personal secretary to Buhari Whatever it tells people is what people should know that Buhari said. So they call him the class captain in Aso Rock. He is the one who had a confrontation with Aisha, Buhari's wife, which forced Aisha to become somebody that is the first lady that's now living in Dubai. That's Tunde. He is a very powerful young man, billionaire, and he's made so much money for himself through this Buhari. He is a former recharge card seller. According to his history, former recharge card seller, as of 2015, is working. That was him there. That's him now, packing his stuff out of Old Rock. He's very he's done very well for himself in the last 8 years. But do you know why I'm showing you this picture? The image was shared by the Lagos Abobakus, who have been living in agony for 8 years, because what they expected to get when Buhari, when they went all out for Buhari in 2015, they were disappointed. So they were like, it was almost like cat and dog. They are waiting for a day that this whole thing will come down. They can begin to taunt them. They shared that video, and you know what they wrote? Finally, whatever has a beginning must have an end. The class captain is leaving now. He will now understand the difference between power and not power. Because you see the next canker worms that are going to walk into your Old Rock, they will be worse than the Buhari days, the Buhari didn't. Yeah. The Buhari did not choose, the Buhari did not choose all these cyber-barbarians that you have managed to get over in 8 years. You see these ones that are coming, now Agbero in the villa. I'm show you waiting there. They don't get, I mean, even the one we get chance enter villa. A look picture, is bigotry. We never let him just kind of, watch this.
Yeah, villa, Aso Rock. These are past presidents. President Muhammadu Buhari, your picture is coming here again. This one, our Major General Muhammadu Buhari. After him, General Ibrahim Babangida, Chief Ernest Sonekon, General Abacha, General Abu Salam, Abubakar, then Chief Olusegun Aremu, Yaradua, then Goodluck Jonathan. President Muhammadu Buhari, your picture will be here. Ashiwaju na go put down. Then, after 8 years in office, Ashiwaju picture will be here. Obingos, P2B, your picture no go there here now. You don't believe in Nigeria. You don't believe it's not a miracle, okay? You go back to Agulu, Onitsha. Go the reign there as the president of Twitter. Obingos, dear Obidients, I want your tears. Hello. I want your tears. Obedient, abi obedient, abi Obingos. Peter Obi picture no go show here lie. Make it go back to Agulu, abi Apapa, abi Biafra. Hello, you dey hear me? I go press your neck. Yeah, villa.
Bro, think it's part of the team. You know that kind of thing that you be like, our APC, it's us now, it's this or that. There are many like them too. They've been waiting for this time. And you will think the Buharian is glutonic scavengers, the freeloaders, and the destroyers, who were everywhere, and everything they touch, they hate them like termites. Everything about Nigeria, they hate everything like termites. They are leaving the carcass down for the Agberos. So by the time the Agberos enter and you see them in their true colors, now there you go know say Nigeria no get future. You will see the bigotry. you will see the division. You will see the state-sponsored bigotry. Baba, you go must you. But don't worry. Somebody said it's not going to happen. Maiyegun. Amen. Amen, somebody. Amen. I have a clip to share with you again. You see, I'm just doing them little by little, just to give you this kind of, I told you I have a lot, and I don't want to waste time on them. One of the questions people do ask is, why are the lecturers in Nigeria rigging elections for political criminals who then turn around and steal their salaries, steal their pension, deny them all they deserve until some of them will die in penury? Why are they doing all of that? They say, Baba, na career, everybody be criminals in that establishment called Nigeria. So somebody came and they painted a picture of how the lecturers in Nigeria were molded, or they mold themselves into this gang of criminality. And when an opportunity presented themselves to contribute into setting the country aright, they don't miss a chance of mortgaging it off. From Edo State, AIT reports. They were telling Obaseki, watch this. I'm coming.
The Special Intervention Team, SIT, of the Ambrose Ali University, Apapa, was set up in 2021 by Governor Gordon Obaseki to look into the myriad of challenges confronting the tertiary institution. 2 years down the line, the SIT is here to present its interim report to Governor Obaseki. Speaking on behalf of the team is Austin Osakwe, who alleges a high level of corrupt practices, which include tax evasion, sexual harassment, extortion, fraud, difficulty in accessing transcripts and certificates.
It's an epidemic in AU. It's an epidemic where daughters, 17, 18, 16, when you hear stories of harassment, these ones are, we have voice recordings. We came into that place, the school was not paying tax at all. There was no paying. Every time the IRS sent a code for payment, the unions resisted it. The works department has officers who don't do any other thing apart from managing the purchase and dispensing of diesel. That's a very big business. And when you want to touch that area, oh, they say it's political. The entire community gathers. In 2019, somebody came from a university somewhere to come and do sabbatical in AU. Sabbatical for 1 year, sir. And it was paid every month, about 400,000. Yes. And then at the end of 1 year, he left. Only for us to discover in 2022, late 2022, that since that 2019, the man has been getting his salary regularly. And it came to 16 million naira. When they mentioned a particular professor, he resumes at the beginning of the session. In 2 weeks, he has finished the session work and is out. You don't see him again until next session. The biggest business in AU is transcript business and certificates.
Going further, Osakwe reveals that there are cases of overadmission over time, which has adversely affected the medical
corrupt system. A system that is almost the same everywhere. That's just one university. These are the places they pick up all these criminals who suddenly, they'll be professors who suddenly they will start stammering. They can't read again. Can you believe that? University professors, because they are falsified figures, they have been paid peanuts to announce fake results, rig the election, and all of that. They are still going to suffer. They're still going to suffer. Then they begin to read, Asamankwa, local government. So what? You can't read? Say this one be illiterate. He's not illiterate, then be criminals. They can act like they don't know what is going on, and you'll be wondering. Go and watch them during their elections. These ones are professor, university professor. They are university dons. Bunch of criminals. And that's how they roll, unfortunately. Anyway, I'm going to share one more with you. You remember this?
Instagram can't explain. You know how many police I don't tear slap? They'll say because you be fella pikin. It doesn't matter because Jesus be God pikin if he die for you. You must know who you are before you make your move. So I make my move from where I did because I know who I am. That's how I must make my move. Enyike, we have your time. Me, I have your time. Instagram can explain.
So that's Sheung. Explain to everybody. You know how many police who don't tear slap? He's receiving the support of some people too. Well, like, though he went overboard. I mean, they wish there wasn't camera and all that, but they would do the same if they have the chance. Because how do you explain this? FRSC, Federal Road Safety Corps, putting your life in danger on the same road, slapping you. I'm out there, they slap people like any other, they beat people. If you see one guy, they beat him. They stole his Okada. Police, oh, he was holding his, they beat with baseball bat. Bah, bah, bah. And they stole his bike and they rode it off. But this particular one, they slap him. He don't do anything, no, just to shakara him so that he can part with his money. And he put it on record.
Hey, okay, you wanted to park and you are blocking it. Look at what you did. Look at what you did early in the morning. Look at what you did. Is he a criminal? Is he a criminal? Look at what you did. These are his people. Look at what you did. Look at what you did early in the morning. You break the slapped me. I don't do anything to you. You slapped me. You slapped me. I don't do anything to him. Can you see inside his face? He's hiding. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. He's hiding his face. I don't do anything to you. Slap me. You break the windscreen. This is the face of the man. You don't know me. You will suffer for this one. Mr. MT Oni, 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 he slapped me. He slapped me. Mr. MT Oni, look at what he did. Look at what he did. Look at what he did. Can you see them?
Mr. MJ Oni, Mr. MJ Oni, look at what he did. So the assault on the citizens in Nigeria, that's what got people, some people angry, very angry. That, do you know amount of assaults that the people suffer in the hand of these criminals? Unprovoked assault. Some of them have to lose their lives. I'm like, Baba, shall no go vex, go slap police. You know, be she unkutio. Sure you get. You know they say gone too soon for you. I know what I'm saying. Sure you get no go do work. You can't say that, say you won't go slap police. No try mo. Amo no conde single run la leda or run la leda. Ete pome yete jodagba or run la leda. Those of you who kid the bed picking where you know allow and grow. This is an unfortunate or run la and big guru. Anyway, I know what I'm saying. Sure you get. Just do as much as possible to avoid them. That's the only advice I can give you. I have not got any motivational what have you to give to you, but it is Nigeria. But remember, as I'm stating this tonight,
today I want to declare without equivocation. Today,
just avoid them. That's what I'm trying to say. Avoid them if you can. So I am going to take 1 or 2 calls. I was going to shift that to tomorrow. Possibly have a People's Parliament tomorrow. But I will take 1 or 2 calls. Okay. So don't go anywhere. If you're still with me, like this broadcast, okay? Share it if you haven't. We've got over 3,600 of us. We were over 3,700 earlier. So which means that only 900 of us have actually paid our offering. On YouTube, Neo, thank God that Facebook is unable to hold some of you down tonight and you're able to turn up. Imagine having over 500 people on YouTube. on Facebook. That's quite impressive. So thank you if you're watching me on Facebook. But I like the broadcast. You can still share it. When I get back, I'll come and take calls, okay? Yeah, let's count it. 2,000 likes. So yeah, 2,000 likes. Put it up. I will be back.
We have got the opportunity to serve again for additional 4 years. And Nigerians will know the difference.
Continue. 70 years old man.
you. Jesus is Lord. Jesus. Woman, stop you. 70 years old man. Charade. Stop you. Jesus is Lord. Jesus. Woman, stop you. 70 years old man. Charade. Stop you. Jesus is Lord. Jesus. Woman, stop you. 70 years old man. Charade. Stop you. Jesus is Lord.
They go, hello there.
Hello, good evening, Maiyegun.
Good evening to you. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm alright. It's good to be on tonight, and thank you for doing a good work. I'm Victor. I'm calling from Kent.
Beautiful. How is Kent tonight?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Are you? I know it's family.
Well, thank God. I can't complain again. I mean, you know. Thanks, man. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, good. Just a brief. I mean, I'm just going to be brief tonight. And thank you for showing the bit of drama that happened today.
In their
cultures. And yeah. And I think for me is looking at the old drama. I think what they tried to do is to use the Apapa man to cause confusion, so that they won't be able to move on with the case. And when they are able to, when they're able to resolve the case, the people were unable to provide the evidence, because the whole idea is to cause confusion, and they said, you know what, there's confusion anywhere, we can't go on. So it's like watching an opera, and every day it's always something new. So, and I mean, I think the way things are going, they will provide. I mean, you can see how the Obidients kind of reacted to the whole thing, and it's a force that they can't withstand. So we're all going to stay here and see how things going to unfold. It is such a drama that's happening every day. Every day you open, you just open your eyes and you see things. And just want to say, just thank you so much for doing an amazing job.
Thank you, man.
And we continue to flag that hope until we get a better country. Whether it's going to be one or it's going to be individual, but one day, many. But one day it's going to happen. And thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thanks so much as well for stopping by. I appreciate that. Okay, thank you too.
Yeah.
Now there's something I want to share with everyone. It's actually a personal pledge. Something I personally feel like I have not done my work very well. I remember about 3 years ago, some of you who have now become very good friends of mine, you've become very good friends of mine now, and you came together, you came through for me when I wanted to start a diaspora radio international. I wanted it to run by itself. I wanted to give to us, especially in diaspora, first-hand content about what is going on in Nigeria. I'm talking about, content that are created for a purpose of education, especially, areas areas in Nigeria, or especially in Yoruba land, that are receiving less attention, that should be receiving more attention than what we're currently seeing. And I've been finding that for the past 3 years. I've got a few guys there who are like doing the job, doing what they can. Well, it seems that because you don't see my face, if you don't see my face on something, everybody just leave it. So the Diaspora Radio International is an online radio that you can listen to in your car. Okay, all my broadcasts, You don't have to go to YouTube all the time. If you are driving, you can go onto your phone and type in Diaspora Radio International, .com, right? Just type that in and you will be able to listen to the podcast of Maiyegun. Yeah, most of them replay, right? So then we have this YouTube channel for Diaspora Radio International. I'm going to ask you, everybody, if you have your phone with you, you won't believe it. For the past 1.5 years that I've decided to put one or two guys on that YouTube, they barely got 1,000 subscribers for 1.5 years. That's quite shocking for me, sincerely. But I'm going to ask for your help. Because there are content that you can, you see, mine is just a podcast that talks about things. Sometimes I bring out the content into that presentation. But if you want to see what's going on, what are these guys up to, you just need to visit there. I'm going to share the link in that comment. Do me that favor. Please take them over 1,000 subscribers tonight. Right? Talk too fast. So if you can do that for me, I will so much appreciate that. I know you will do that for me. So the link is in the comment section. Open it and just subscribe. I'm going to be, see, let me show you. Look at where they are right now. Can you believe that? They are 800 or something, right? So if you can do me that favor, I will be so grateful. And I want you to kind of visit there, see what they're doing, okay? Sorry for interrupting you. Now, I might take that course, okay? Sorry if you have been calling and it seems that it's not even picking it. So let's see. Where are we? Sorry, 891 subscribers. So I hope that before I go tonight, you will take us over 1,000. I'll be so grateful. So they are now over 900. So yeah, the line is back on now. So if you, by any means, you are still with me, here we go. Hello there.
Hello, hi, Maiyegun.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Hello, hi, good evening. It's G-Day from London.
Jide
okay.
From London.
Is from London,
today,
yeah. Cold.
Cold. That's the word.
Yeah.
I think I
it's been.
Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, it's been cloudy. Yeah. Well, I couldn't be happier than what I saw today. The way the Babalawo was dealt with today.
I know a lot of people are just laughing there.
I had to go and look for some popcorn and my soda to enjoy this spectacle. You know, he should count himself lucky. In fact,
no, he said
you could tell that
lucky. He said he would have been there today.
Yeah,
not for the police and God.
Yeah,
that's what he said.
Even the policemen were happy. You could tell the way they were just trying to be professional. You know, but I think everybody just pissed off and.
It's like they're just
about the whole
for
thing.
granted, like, you know.
Exactly. And the kind of fraud that is being uncovered every day, I tell you, Maiyegun, it's so depressing. How can Gbaja be? I mean, if this country was a proper country, they should be building new prisons to jail most of these politicians, and each of them should get less than 30 years hard labor. That is. Not just sitting there and just eating in the prison and all that. They should line them up to go and farm.
Sorry, go on. Sorry.
You know,
I thought I just interrupted your call there because something fell on the table. So please, Jerry, continue.
Okay. I was saying that if it's a proper country, they should be building prisons to jail all these people. The amount of revelations that we get every day. How can you just be giving free money and all that, using corruption to cover and using money to cover another corruption?
I know.
Yeah, and I'm now beginning to believe what Nnamdi Kanu said, that Buhari that we know as Buhari is not really Buhari.
Yeah.
I'm now believing that he's not the one, because even then, you know, when the story came, I must confess, when the story first came and all that, I was like, no, Nnamdi Kanu, calm down now. We know you'll say the truth. You're just going too far.
This was too much. I know. But when you now see the events that followed.
Yeah, but then I went back and did some investigation today, and you know what I found?
Tell us.
The Buhari that we know, look closely to his earlobes. His earlobes is not attached to his face. The present Buhari, look at his earlobes, is attached. It's like it's gone. So when people grow older, does their facial structure change? That's a big question. So they must have gotten a very good look-alike and maybe done some a bit of facial, yeah, just to perfect the fraud. And I think that's what it is. You know, like JJ Man said, it was yesterday or the day before. He was saying that money that they are taking out is part of the money they want to use to settle him, so that he will shut his mouth. And I think it's true. It's just awesome. You know, but they are in for a shock, and I'm still standing on what I said earlier. Watch it. 29 is not very far.
It's not.
He is not going to be sworn in. He is not going to be sworn in. It's just as simple as that. He's not going to be sworn in. I'm still standing on that. I'm not moving. He's not going to.
So many people who strongly believe that too. I mean,
he's not going to be sworn in. He's not going to be sworn in because there are some. There's some aspect. There's some people within the society that matter that you find that they are not even talking much. And you know, when people that matter do not talk much, there's something cooking. That's all I can say. But I just have the and even
the days, I mean, all of us go there live and see this, because they say whatever we are going to use to tell a story or an history, we have to make the whole thing is an event that will happen here, Baba. But I'm actually like, I would like to see that day. Go on, today.
Yeah, and apparently another part of the Twitter was saying today that Tinubu is not actually in France. He's in London. He's hiding somewhere in London. He is hiding somewhere in London. The man is not well at all. They are trying to prop him so that
Blinken spoke to then. Have they started all the trickery already? Like the Secretary of State of America, right? U.S. Secretary of State.
Yeah.
Who did he speak to? The people when they said they spoke to him in Paris. Because you see, Kwakwanso is in Paris, Sanusi is in Paris, El Rufai is in Paris. A few other people are also there. Something is cooking in that place, but now you just said drop to London. Go on, Baba.
You know this man is a master strategist when it comes to criminality.
I know.
He might place those people as a decoy to be in Paris, so that people will take the attention away from him being in the UK, in London, because that man, all the intelligence he has is criminality. That's how he's been from beginning. Criminality. That's all he knows how to do.
That's why they call him.
You know. The part of
they call him the Don now. They say, he don't go. He don't go, and it will be like this. He'll do like this in front of them. He'll do like that. He don't go. He don't. Lagos City boy. He don't. In that state, try my day. Everybody get ready.
Yeah, don't worry. That's my 2 cents. Have a lovely evening.
And you too. Send me word to the family as well. That's a good one from Jude. Perspective upon perspectives, and you can always have them on here. Pick what you think is reasonable and build on them. Nothing is a waste. Hello there. No information is a waste, though.
Yes, sir. Is the Maiyegun?
Hey, yes, sir. This is me just hearing you, sir. How are you?
Very well. How are you doing?
I am very well, sir. Thanks for asking. And you are live. Everybody can hear you. If I can hear you, they can hear you. Go on, sir.
Yeah. All right. So, what a charade, right? And what a day.
What a day.
You know, Maiyegun,
somebody said today.
I remember one thing when they were dragging him out of the court, right? I remember back home then, there is this firewood that they call Apola. Apola firewood. You see, Apola firewood is kind of firewood that when you set on fire, it's like petrol. So that
one go hot.
No.
Leti Baba 80.
Yeah.
They shall no long.
No, Akilo did now. Some Agalaga, I don't know.
Say, you know, they say young people are insulting them, insulting elders. Baba, share this one a role model of elders. This Apapa, is he a role model to young people to now say, oh, we can,
That is true. That is true. That's true. These people are hold. They are hold not for us to call them either. They call them either state man, whatever, either state chief, whatever they call them. Anyway, but you know, that is that. Anyway, I mean, I'm glad the way they treated me though. I'm so happy with that. I'm so happy with that. Now, see, Maiyegun, see, Nigeria cannot be helpful. Nigeria cannot be helpful. Nobody can help Nigeria. Okay? I mean, look at the analysis you gave about the lawmakers, people that are supposed to be making law. Okay? They will make the law, they're supposed to implement the law, then the enforcement agency is supposed to start enforcing the law. Look at them sharing the future and destiny of we the young people in Nigeria.
So who are we going to report them to? Nobody.
So what about you? So who? You know, who? These are the people that are supposed to be in the parliament fighting for us in diaspora and everything. You know? I mean, you know, when I hear all those analyses, I said, you know what, this is it. This country is finished. I don't think there is any, and like you said, you see all these American people or Western world, they go for their own, I mean, they go for their own best interest.
That's it.
They do their own, I mean, yeah, because you remember what happened in Rwanda back then?
Yes.
Nobody came to help Rwanda.
They allow them to prove themselves, like say the world doesn't care. See, Baba, Rwanda is far away. You see what is going on in Sudan today. People are burning down their country. They are like finishing everything in Sudan. Guess what? Ceasefire. Ukraine. Sudan is burning. Nobody's coming to help anybody. Until everybody knows that anyway.
Nobody. No, nobody's coming to help anybody. So all these things are banned or anything. It's just a charade, you know. Like they have our resources at that is where their eyes is. Our crude oil, our gold, our mineral resources. That's what they want.
That's it.
That's what they want. That's what they want. And that's what that Prime Minister of Barbados was saying the other day. You know, one of the journalists asked her, she said, why is it that African as a country or as a nation, why are they not going big on global warming? And all these things that
you say, about. Tigers or global heavy. How come even Nigeria, the biggest black nation on earth, how come Nigeria are the big brother in begging? Not like you have China in Asia, you have America in North America. You have the Britain in Europe here. You have Germany in other, you know, you have Russia in the Eurasia. So what is Nigeria in Africa? Big brother in begging. Tell me about that Barbados PM talking about Africa.
Yeah, so I name Mia Motley. And she replied the journalist and she said, do you really want me to answer that question you had? And she said, yes. And she said, you guys, you the West, are the parasites. Draining us, taking all our resources. And this is the first time ever that I will see a black leader in presidential position that will ever say that happened. He said, you guys are the ones siphoning all our inheritance, all our resources, and you expect us. So what do you expect us to do? So how do we reconcile that? I mean, how do we do that?
Problems with African solutions until we get to that stage anyway. Nigeria problems with us taking care of ourselves, dealing with ourselves until that time. Well, we can continue going in
my brother. I don't know, yeah, because that's the truth. Even though if you say Nigeria is bad, Nigeria is bad. Okay? What are we going to do as Africans to the international world? What are we going to do?
That's a big one.
Because we need to start that conversation. We need to start that conversation.
To even have that
conversation. You need to leave us
alone. Now what? Nobody want to have that conversation. And it is by having that conversation you can begin to understand yourselves that wait, it's true. How did you become one country self? Now everybody go ask themselves, wait, it's true. Why did we allow us to be one country like this? We have nothing in common. Now, let's now respect that boundary and maybe create something that actually represent our values. But that conversation, they don't want to start on. Because that conversation, now the breakup of Nigeria conversation, nobody want to have the conversation yet.
Oh, yeah, they will. They will. Because there's a force on ground right now. They will. They will.
Well,
they will.
Thank you so much.
There is a force on ground right now. Thank you, sir.
God bless you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I have another caller on the line. And if you are still watching me, we still have over 3,000 of us. So, and I want to say thank you to, sorry, my caller. How are you?
Hello.
Hello, ma. How are you?
Hello, Maiyegun. How are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
Okay, thank you. Let me leave.
You have to actually leave them in that living room and find somewhere quiet and lock the door. Something like this. You have to put your back at the door so that they won't push it. Because if you leave them for too long, they'll find you to wherever you go. How are you doing?
They're very strong. They also push me.
I know. But find a way. You know what I mean? Distract them.
No,
tell them to watch that program. Yeah, tell them to listen to that program. You're going to come back and ask them what that man discussed. They will be busy with that.
I'll be really, really quick. Today, I was so happy when I saw Lamidi, Apapa.
So you see that? An old man, we don't get shame. Oh, man.
It made me so happy. I wish that this is what we should be doing to all of them when they come out. We should be harassing them, stoning them, throwing tomatoes, eggs, anything we can find, we should be stoning them because these people are crazy, acting with impunity up and down the whole place. It's ridiculous, honestly. But today made me so happy that we have people who were brave enough to come at Lamidi Apapa. But I also feel like with Lamidi Apapa, he's like a low-hanging fruit. Do you understand? Because if you have people. I mean, I watched the interview with the Zamfara governor who wants to become the senator, and I shook my head. I was like, just imagine this man. You had the boldness to come out and say that there's poverty in your land, and you had nothing to do. You had no way to assist. Nothing you did. Education.
It was asking, was he the first governor? Exactly. That's the one that actually got me angry, by the way. When he was asking, he had no answer to all the questions. Then he said, was I the only person? Was I the only governor? I did my best. You know one thing, ma? Do you know that for the past 7 years, there has not been any WAEC examination in Zamfara State? And whenever there was, they've not released the WAEC result for any Zamfara student in the last 7 years. And this most part are when that guy was governor. When I read that, it was unbelievable. Like, no, that's impossible.
That is it. But this is the thing. That is a massive tragedy. They have people. But after listening to Rufai's section, because I feel like Rufai is only the one that really wants to fire these people. Because I mean, they really be asked, what do you bring to the table? What are your achievements? What difference do you want to make? Or is being a Senate president, president, I don't know. Is that a title? Is that another chieftaincy title for you to say, okay, you're a Senate president? Yes. Is that what you want? Because you're supposed to actually contribute, make a difference. But the thing is, the problem we have as a country, and even people, I cannot want it as badly as Zamfara people should want it for themselves. Do you understand? How can you have successive governors come, preside over you guys, and you guys are not up in arms, for goodness sake? You have nothing in a state that is,
92% poverty rate.
Minerals.
Do you know that too?
And it has the highest poverty rate.
Yes.
Look at it, 92% based off of what Rufai said yesterday. 92% poverty.
Yes.
And now 7 years, no WAEC results, so no education, no nothing. And these people are supposed to compete in this our world today. We're in trouble.
A big one, a very big one.
We're in trouble. I think the previous caller, the caller before the one that just left, right? If I also and I've been saying it, I will build 4 massive maximum security prisons. Because the people that are doing it, they're defending.
Sure, you get.
Not only our politicians, the police that we have, because you cannot say you're going to use this current crop of people who are policemen to police anything. They are equally criminals and should all be locked up. They should all be locked up. Politicians, if you cannot account for your wealth, you will be in prison and will see your wealth. You know, this is how we should start. You know, but you know me, I always tell you, I'm always very reluctant to say, okay, we should have this uprising and this, you know, and everything, because I'm at
you
somewhere
like
else in another part.
You want peace, and at the same time you also want a little ginger or a garnished, you know, peace that is garnished with a little violence here and there. As long as they won't kill people, but you can never rule it out. You know, it's gonna happen spontaneously.
Exactly, you can't rule it out. And you know, the why I always say in all our conversation is, how many lives are enough?
To lose?
How many people will say, okay, yes, okay, it's enough. Is it one life? If it's just one life, did that life not matter, you know, at the end of the day? So you have to see, you know, I can't with my full chest of Nigeria say, okay, let's go out there and fight.
Let's do it like that. No.
You know, I'm here. And there's something I wanted to bring to your attention, because I haven't verified it, but my sister told me today. Right. And she said that somewhere in Anambra State that they kidnapped some United States citizens and maybe killed some people. So there were like gunshots and everything around in the state. I'm still going to call my family there to find out exactly.
I know the story, like yourself, right? I kind of heard more because the U.S. Embassy in Nigeria, which I would say is the U.S. government in Nigeria, they've made a statement. Yeah, absolutely. So when the news first broke, initially they said 4 U.S. Embassy employees have been killed by, as usual, unknown gunmen. Then it wasn't long when people debunked that there is no American citizen killed in Anambra. Yeah. But the American embassy staff, who are Nigerians, right? So they were sent on a particular job or something in Anambra, and they got attacked by what they call the unknown gunmen. But you know, we all know the story behind the unknown gunmen. We know the politics behind that, yeah? Ordinarily, we would expect them to just at least fish out these killers, fish out these attackers. But rather than that, it became more obvious that they were more interested in hanging it on IPOB, hanging it on on innocent Igbos, right? So they are more interested in that than finding what really happened.
Let me tell you something. There's something going on. Because if you really look at everything, right, how they've been trying to agitate Southeast since, you know, there's something, always something. You know, the Lagos governorship election, they tried their best to agitate. You know, if the Southeast was going to respond, that did not work. You know, okay, let's calm down. Sudan issue happened. Somebody posted how they left Igbo people behind it. Something trying to agitate, instigate. I don't know what it is, but I think that, you know, when you get down the United States and everything, it makes me worry. But again, I've always known that the West, no one has our interest. No. Their sole interest in countries like Nigeria, in fact, the whole of Africa, is its resources. That is their own interest. And not only is its natural resources, it's human resources. As well. Because as long as the place is destabilized, people like you and I will leave. And what do? We come to their countries. Right. We contribute to their economies. Nigerians are still one of the most well-read, well-paid,
and ISNers too, especially in your America there.
Yes, you know, so in the UK, in the in the US, Nigerians are everywhere. Right. So we're talking about Nigeria. So, you know, everyone in Africa, Ghanaians, people are everywhere. So as long as a place remains destabilized, they will continue to get human resources. There will be Africa being transferred from Africa to there, and also brain drain as well. That's okay, right. Because I cannot imagine that we still have the best of the best in that country teaching our own people. Okay, so brain drain, the human resources gone, and then our natural resources being plundered, right? and with impunity as well. The same impunity that they will not accommodate in their own land, they do it fully in our own land and do it for free almost. So we have a massive problem. I'm not even sure if, changing this contraption and making, Oduduwa, region and all of that is going to change. We still need to figure out how to get the claws of the West off of the continent. Do you understand what I mean?
Tough one.
Because once you get the claws of the continent, of the West off of the continent, there may be, just maybe,
a chance.
And let me just say one more thing before I go and the next person comes. There was someone who said that many years ago, he lived in Politico, and that even there, they used to have Igbo Day, so the Igbos were there, they celebrated themselves, their culture and everything, and this Politico, I think, is somewhere up north.
Yeah,
right?
Politico should be somewhere in Jos, Plateau, all these areas, yeah?
Okay, all of those places. Yeah, I think the point the point he was trying to make is that we always loved each other, but somehow, how we started to distrust, hate, and believe that we cannot work together as one, right? We can't. I really don't understand where it's coming from. But if us self-governing is what is going to take, then let it be. I'm not ashamed to say that I would prefer a one Nigeria, because I just believe the concept that we can all work together. Igbos have married Yorubas. We've just intermarried all over the whole places, and everything. And those people are living happy lives, right? Some, but the point I'm trying to say is that we can't overcome differences to achieve, a beautiful Nigeria. But in the absence of that, let us carry on fighting for separation.
Usually, right? What people do when things get to that stage, after they must have felt like, okay, I just wish, I just hope, I just, this, I wish we didn't get to this stage. At that stage, they will just be like, I just hope God will just come and help us. And I'm like, no, I get what you mean. You've run out of all options, and don't worry. It's just that when people are tired, they will ask for something different. That one I'm certain of. Yeah. But the only good advantage of this whole thing is that more people are, people are more aware politically now what's going on than before. Yeah.
People are very, very aware.
Very much
but
aware
like I said,
now, especially those who are in diaspora. By the way, they are more interested. Yeah, and that's enough.
Because how long do you want to live here? Even I'll be honest with you. When I tell my children, please, when I die, don't bury me here. Take me home.
You don't want to. You want to come back and appear in Nigeria. Something that people are praying. God, I would rather be a lamppost in Germany than to be born in this country again. God, please create me as a dog in America. You have no idea what you're asking for. Just be careful. Anyway, thank you so much, Charade, for stopping by. I appreciate you. Thank you. You have a good one. So I have another caller. I have we still have over 3,000 of us on YouTube. Let me remind you. And only 1,300 of us have actually dropped their own offering. If you have done yours, don't worry. If you haven't, you can just stop by and pick up that phone and like that broadcast. For this. Hello, sir.
Hello, Maiyegun.
How are you? You are back.
Yeah, good evening.
You are prominent
good evening.
now.
How are you?
A lot of people will begin to ask you for the trick. How do you always get?
Yes, I would.
You share that.
Good evening.
How are you doing tonight, sir?
Thank you. Right, no problem. Okay, Maiyegun, what I'm going to say to you now tonight is absolutely very important.
Please,
listen
share.
Very carefully. First and foremost, let's treat this to get it out of the way. Yesterday, I think yesterday you mentioned about the visa ban, yeah?
Yeah, I think I did.
Yeah. If it's with good intention, whatever intention it is, there's nothing wrong about it. But what you got to understand, this visa ban that you have to understand, most of oil nation is being controlled by the oil companies. Right. Yes, 100%. All these big oil companies control the country. Who owns this company are the Western world, the Americans, the Britain. So that visa ban, I will speak to Obidients. That visa ban could be a soft approach to penetrate Nigeria, to soften their action however the case might be, you don't know, so that things will prosper.
Yeah,
and
look
who
like
are
they
the
are doing
people?
something to just make them feel so.
Exactly.
Doing nothing.
Who are the people who own the oil wells in Nigeria, the oil rigs? The Fulanis. They're exactly.
Of the oil
and
rigs.
yeah, and the Fulanis. They are the ones speaking to this oil big country, speaking to the Western world. So whatever plan they're planning, nobody knows about that. But what I'm going to speak to Obidients tonight is about there is mother of all battles coming on Friday. They are Obidients. Listen, Nigerians have been abused for a long time. INEC has now become a political party against Nigerians. It's no longer an institution that Nigerians, the taxpayers' money, set up to look for fair election.
No.
INEC blatantly refused to allow Labour Party to get access to the documents. And nothing is up. That is completely disobeying court order.
That's right.
And nothing is happening. Nobody is speaking to them. So they owe the country. They haven't got the access. They haven't allowed Labour Party to get the documents they need. Now, the tactics they're playing has been revealed. One of your callers said that Tinubu will be sworn in on. Tinubu will not be sworn in on the 29th.
12 days from
He's far away. No, Tinubu will be sworn in on the 29th. I'm telling all Obidients now to listen. You Obidients, you started a war, that organic war that you never planned. You have been abused. Nigeria has been in an abusive relationship with the ruling establishment. They stole your future. They stole the future of your dad. Now they're trying to see your own future, and you are still looking at them to see your future. Because what will happen, the court on Friday will postpone, because this is a tactic.
Delay tactic.
This is a tactic. Yes, it will postpone that judgment again. How many days? And it will be 29. And I'm telling you now, if Tinubu is sworn in, then Obidients, you must well go home. You've accepted Tinubu as your president. If Tinubu is sworn in on the 29th, you have accepted Tinubu as your Obidients. 29th is the last Friday, is the last day. If Obidients accept Friday judgment, Friday decision, then you must well go home and accept the judgment. Friday, if you accept Friday, what will happen on Friday? Because what they're going to do on Friday will make you so angry that you cannot believe it. This is mother of all battles. You have to get up. Rise up. You cannot allow someone to abuse your father, abuse your grandfather, abuse you, and keep abusing you. When would you know? You started the journey. You have to finish that journey.
Thank you.
You have to finish. Yes. This Friday, they're going to give a judgment that they'll postpone that election. And Friday, Tinubu will be president. So if you accept the judgment of Friday, that means you have accepted the Tinubu as your president. And do not come back and talk rubbish again. Don't talk rubbish again. You accept judgment of Friday.
Thanks so much.
Friday is the best time.
But one of the things people need to know is that once you start repeating yourself again and again and again, have to take care.
One demo.
So here I have another caller. Hello there.
One demo.
Sita, is that you?
Yeah, let me not forget the reason I called before I get back to the last caller's judgment. Now, what we are looking at is what I am trying to point out today is what happened in Anambra State, whereby you can see what the mainstream media, they wrote. They wrote. They said that is United States Embassy worker
I know.
They only wrote that thing for one reason. That was the reason they put up that publication. The reason they put up that publication, thinking that the American government is not going to look through and know if Americans are involved in that mayhem. Then, after that, they can now use that opportunity to say, oh, that's IPOB, so that they can prescribe
that's where
IPOB.
They are pushing it to now. That's where they are still going.
That was where they were going. But today, the American government
they debunked
came
some
out,
of them. Yeah, they said no.
They debunked it and said no American was involved in that mayhem.
No,
that is number one. So because they want to use that opportunity to gaslight, to tell these people that these people they are terrible, that they are terrorists, they are this. But
we told you that the Biafra they are asking for, they are the one unknown government. See, they have killed Americans.
Yes. So
unfortunately, that didn't
their
fly
bone
so
of
far.
contention. And they will have tied it to the Obidients movement.
See, some even said
that was
they were already saying that it could be one of those Obidients who organized that. You know, it's ridiculous take. I just choose not to kind of touch them, you know.
Yeah, so that was where they were going to. So when we're looking at it, they are going to try every hell. The reason they are trying every hell is because they themselves, they are not sleeping at this time. They've been worried like never before. Now, I want to come to the content of the last speaker. I keep saying this thing. I am sorry. This fight is not for obedience. It is not all about obedience. People who support the election or people who support P2B in the election. This is our fight. As far as you are breathing, you are alive today. It is our fight. What have all of us individually, what have we been able to contribute? It will not be nice. It will not all go well for anybody to come here and say, oh, if Obedience accepts, it's Obedience. If he becomes the president of Obedience, he has become the president of every Nigerian. So what have we been able to do individually? So let's not come here and blame some people.
All of us, our blame is pretty much like everybody's going to have to.
Everybody's involved.
Now all of us go collect.
I change my dollar for 750 naira just the way every other person changes their dollar for 750.
That's right.
I buy gas at the same price everybody's buying gas in Nigeria. I buy bread the same price everybody's buying this thing. So you don't come here and say to the Obedience, I am not a Labour Party member. I do not stand for this particular charade they call election. Yeah. I only stand to break up that country right now. Even if you want us to have one country, the most important thing is not the election. The most important thing is to visit the evil that is the constitution of Nigeria. How did we get here? One caller was asking, how did we get here? We got here because of the evil that the military from the northern part of Nigeria planted in Nigeria. Because even when the Europeans they left us with something that could work. And that thing that could work was regionalism in governance.
That's right.
But they took it away from us. That is the problem that we are having.
And we have not been able to restore that back. Ever. They've tried everything else, but they've not been able to restore back to regionalism. That actually worked. Anybody who is breathing, your prerogative in life is not to say, oh, the Obedience if they accept. Your prerogative is to do your own and see what you can do to liberate this country. It's either to liberate the country or to make sure that everybody goes their separate way. Those are the two things that happen. I told somebody one day that the reason for agitation is not because of you really want to break away. But agitation, if you don't break away, it will bring back sanity into government. Those are the things that you can get. Only two things you can get from agitation. So anybody who comes there and say, oh, the obedience,
You stop saying that. Who are the Obidients?
So it's like we are still trying to tell some people to do this or else everybody's going. You know what I mean? But I get you, Osita. Ma, take another one.
Yes, thank you very much, my brother.
Osita, thank you so much for actually, clearing that too. We shouldn't just feel like it's about them obedient, whether you part of their vote or not. They have now been added to the list of those who have become the victim of a roughened up a system like that of Nigeria. Hello there.
Hello.
Ma. How are you?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm looking at you.
Yes, you are. And I'm actually waving at you too, ma'am.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm back. Timeless.
Beautiful.
I'm timeless.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my goodness. I can't believe it.
Oh, you better believe it, ma'am. I mean, look at me. Let me see.
God, I can't believe it.
Thank you.
I can't believe it. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh no.
I know.
Oh no, I can't believe it. Oh my goodness me.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I'm gonna put in my diary. I can't believe it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma.
Thank you for everything. Thank you. Thank you. I'm just gonna say two things, right?
Please.
First,
go ahead, ma.
I agree with Osita. I agree with Osita. I can see he's very angry over what somebody said about obedience. Yeah? I didn't like it. I didn't like it myself. We are all the same. Nobody should say after the 29th, obedience should go and stay away and allow and accept what will obedience do? What would they do?
They can't stop a court. They just have to keep pressuring.
I'm telling you, what are they going to do to go and bomb the place? Obedience have done a lot. They have done so much. They have done protesting everywhere. How many days? Almost 2 weeks.
I know.
I really held those guys. I really held all of them because I know both men and women. You know, I held them. I don't like when they did obedience to go and rest, obedience to go and rest. Oh my goodness.
No, they can't be discouraged that way. No.
No. We should praise them. If not obedience, will Lamidi Pampas or Lamidi Apapa has left the court? That was obedience. He would have gone in there even though he disrupted something there. But when he said obedience were there. So
it will be very careful next time. It will be very careful next time to go to any court.
Thank you. Whoever that is said obedience should have very. I don't think he will do that again.
No.
He would. I'm calling from London anyway.
Bless you.
I don't think he will do that again. He will not do that again. And secondly, we don't want to break up. We don't want to break up, right? We do not want to break up. But if it comes to that, everybody should go their way.
We have to.
You don't want it. I don't want it.
Not that way.
Some other people don't want it. But if the worst comes to the worst, let everybody go their way. Look at how they're treating the Igbos. Look at how they're treating the Igbos. If you go to Nigeria today, do you know that you'll be hacked away for protecting the Igbos? I've seen how many times you have fought for the Igbos.
Yes.
You are Yoruba.
Yes.
But you have fought for the Igbos. If not for you, the Igbos that left and go a place somewhere, they wouldn't have journeyed. After the governorship election, it was because of you, Maiyegun. Right? First thing I want to say,
yes, ma'am.
Some people might not like it. I don't know. You know, you talked about the camera. With what you do, the things you have given us, I don't know that you're going to 12 years. I just started watching you in March. I came across you, and I've never left. I've even introduced some people to you. I've learned a lot. I have had people that started watching you almost 9 years ago, 8 years ago, 7 years ago. Do you know what we've learned from you? Some people that have high blood pressure, when they see you, they're all waiting to watch you. You take it away from them. Don't talk about camera. Put a link, whatever we can. Let us help you.
Okay.
You put a car. We didn't stop. We didn't do anything. Just put a link. You're not asking. I'm one of the callers. I'm one of your followers. You understand what I mean?
I'm with you.
Put a link in the comment section. Whatever we can. Yeah?
Well,
and another thing, you have seen my number.
That's very kind of you to even to have thought of that. Yeah, I didn't see it that way. Most of the time, it's just my own way of trying to say, guys, I'm sorry. This keeps blinking. I'm gonna fix it, even though it's gonna cost me a harm. But for you to even have kind of thought it that way, man, thank you. That's very kind of you.
I've been watching you since March.
Wow.
I have seen this blinking. When this blinking starts, it gets on your nerves.
I know. It's distractive, but I just
when
kind of get used to it.
When the blinking starts, you don't like it at all.
I know.
Not one single bit. Very, very. Whatever we can, put a link. Just put a link on the comment section.
I will.
It's not about Yoruba nation.
I know.
Put a link for MaiyegunDiary Politico camera. It is £1 and $1. It is something.
I know.
One person can give you 10. One can give you £2. It is something. You understand?
I do.
Put a link for that.
Okay, I'll work on that.
You don't ask.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
7 days.
I know.
3 hours. 7 days. Sometimes your eyes are red.
Tired.
Your eyes are red. Tiredness. But you know how many people out there from Egypt, from Israel, from Sudan, from Australia calling you.
I know.
You know how many lives you touched? How about if you have said, okay, to John Michael, pay £20, pay $20.
I know.
And people will do it. That is what and you're always smiling. Always smiling. And when you get angry at it on your face.
Thanks, ma'am.
Because of what's happening in Nigeria.
Right.
What the youth are going through. You're here.
I know.
I see it on your face when you're angry. I see it on your face.
I know.
Sometimes tears come out of your eyes. We don't have to see it dropping, but I see it on your face. I see it in your eyes.
Right.
And when you finish, you go to bed. You go to bed to sleep. You will be thinking.
That's right.
Look at how you're breaking your hair. Look at what you're giving us.
I know.
You're giving us a lot. So put a link. You didn't say it. I said it in the comment section. And I'm the one who's been asking for how to do the super sticker.
Oh, okay. I'm so sorry. I've not really read your comment that much. I would have, I would have taught you.
Please. You've seen my number, please.
Yes, ma'am. I am going to follow all the advice. Yeah. And yeah, that's good. That's very kind of you, by the way. I mean, you just make me feel a little bit emotional right now, talking about, oh yeah, you know, this or that, somehow. I'm just going to say, that's very kind of you. Seriously. Thank you for even saying that. It means a lot.
No.
Thank you, man.
No. Put it in the comment section. That's our only two ways to appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yeah?
Thank you, man.
Nobody. It's not an insult. Nobody, all of us who are watching you, nobody will be like you. Nobody. Nobody will be like you. It's God's gift.
Thank you.
The knowledge you have, the wisdom. Your parents, they should be proud of you. Your wife and your children, they have a good man. They have a good father.
Thank you very much.
I'm not a religious person like you. I believe in God, but I'm not a religious person. I'm not into those religious palabra. God will help. God will help. No.
Those who want God to be a magician.
No. God is not a magician. No, people want God to come down from heaven God is not going to come down.
No, that's not how it works. You know what I mean? He said you do your part and I will bless the work of your hand. He didn't say I will bless your hand. He said the work of your hand. You have to do something. Then he will then bless you. So thank you. Thank you so much, man. Let me take one more call and I can call it tonight.
Please don't forget the super sticker. Super sticker. Yeah?
Yes, ma'am.
You bring my number. Yeah?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. God bless you.
And that link. You should have a good one. Yes.
For your camera.
It may not be tonight. No, it may not be tonight, ma. But you have kind of inspired me to do that. Okay. I will do something. I'll let you know.
I'll keep reminding you. Yeah. Yes.
Thank you. Have a good evening, ma. All right. Wow. I was there just trying to hold it back and all that. I smile a lot, by the way.
Maiyegun.
Yes, sir.
Maiyegun the general.
Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm okay, Maiyegun. Maiyegun is Austin from Germany. It's been a long time.
Austin, it's been a while. Oh, seriously, I didn't even have the time to check the number. How are you, Baba? It's been a while. Austin.
I tried it. I'm okay. I've tried you so many times. I'm not lucky to get you. I've been trying you every day.
I imagine. I'm glad you are on tonight because you're going to be the last caller tonight. Please.
Oh, wow. I'm really lucky. But definitely, I'll be following you. I'll be reading. I'll be following you, honestly.
Thanks.
Like our sister really said now, it has been one of the things I wanted to say also because you have been doing a very, very marvelous work.
Thank you.
I must commend you. I've learned a lot from you. I've been following you, if I'm not mistaken, up to 9 years now. So 7 to 9 years now. I'm not
wow. And so, people are like,
yeah.
Wow. I know.
There is no day I don't listen to you. So as I'm telling you, I'm working, but I'm still listening to you. And I said I must contribute this night. There is one thing I like with you that you have never gone out of it, and people doesn't know about it. People just overlook it. You have been mentioning this for a while that I know you about disintegration of Nigeria.
Yes, that's
the only solution for Nigeria. There is nothing else. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I am living here in Germany now
we are just delaying it.
Yeah, exactly.
If things continue like this, I am living. Can't save Nigeria. Nobody can save Nigeria. If things continue like this,
Maiyegun, let me tell you the real truth. There is nothing about Nigeria that is left anymore. You know, the politicians even don't believe in one Nigeria. We are the ones believing in one Nigeria. They themselves doesn't believe in one Nigeria. Okay, for example, if one believes in one Nigeria, how can you make money in Nigeria and go and buy houses in abroad? How can a minister of education in Dubai and all these places? Yeah, you mean wait for your country. A minister of education and the children will be schooling outside. Who is the minister when? So how do you tell me that we can, the money that is meant for the public, these people are so much wicked that they embezzle the pension money. They don't even care about the old people. They don't even care. So if someone is telling you that these people cares about you, they are lying. Nigeria must break. It will definitely break. No matter however we like to pamper it. It might not happen now, but it will definitely break.
You know, Austin, you know what I told people? I said, if all of us have been honest, right?
Yeah.
At this point, the breaking up of Nigeria is not even in our hands. It's in the hands of those who have pushed us to that state that we feel like Nigeria everybody should just go their separate ways. You there with me?
Exactly.
Baba? Exactly. So, and these people who pushed us to this state, they are not even giving up yet. They are still doing it.
Definitely. You know, on daily basis, you see they are heading to that direction on daily basis. You know, we are friends. I can listen, I don't want to call names, but I listen to our sister that always said breaking up is not the option. Breaking up is not the option. It's the only option in Nigeria. How can you spend so much money to send your child in school? And your child will stay like 4 years, 5 years, no work. The minimum wage in Nigeria is 30,000. The minimum wage in Nigeria is 30,000. And the bag of rice is more than 30,000, it's 40,000. That means if you are working in Nigeria under minimum wage, 41 years, you can never buy one bag of rice. So how can somebody be telling me that Nigeria cannot break up? There is nothing else. Even I'm even wondering why Obi is fighting to become Nigerian president. Because Nigeria is pretty finished. What is he going to do?
Like, where is he?
I'm telling you, what I'm going to say. Yeah, where is it going to start? What I'm saying, people will not like it, but what I'm saying,
you're saying
if Obi enters into power,
will not like it.
If Obi enters,
what they are saying, Baba, you know what people are feeling is that, so some of the Obidients I've spoken to, Baba, they don't believe there will be one come to magical. What they are saying is that, you see the fact that if they allow people's will to happen, there is a particular feeling that will envelope Nigeria and Nigerians, if PDP APC got crushed like normal, they say that alone will mean that people can choose their leader. People can deal with anybody anytime. So that alone can begin, it can be the beginning of maybe Nigeria can begin to recover. But since they don't miss some now, Baba, Kutu engineer, nobody they hold us.
Let me give you instance. Obi was governor for Anambra State for 8 good years.
It was.
Obi changed the whole thing in Anambra State. Even though some political gurus doesn't like him, but he changed a lot of things. He did a lot of good things.
Evident.
And immediately he left. Immediately he left. Who was his successor? Willie Obiano. Where is Anambra today? Where is Anambra today? So the same thing with Nigeria. If Obi will lead Nigeria for 8 years, and he will leave, another person will come and
come in and start everything. God bless you.
Even the Bible that we are reading said, if the foundation is destroyed, what can the righteous do? The foundation of Nigeria is faulty. It's faulty. It's faulty. Nobody you can't build a good house on top of a house that is already destroyed. Nigeria is finished. You can't ever build. Nobody can salvage Nigeria. Nobody can salvage it. When Anambra was there,
but there's no other truth apart from that.
Nobody. Yeah, that's the thing. I myself, I have given up in Nigeria for a very long time. I go to Nigeria every year. Every place I go to Nigeria. I work for Nigeria because Nigeria can never be savage. Nigeria can never be savage.
You know what I told people?
Anyone that is telling that.
Austin, do you know something I told people? I said, every time people hearing you right now, Austin, don't talk like that. They won't know that a lot of us, we used to believe in Nigeria. There are people today.
Definitely.
As early as February this year, they still believe that Nigeria may be revived. Nigeria may be saved. After that election, it's no longer hard to convince them that you are wasting your time. People don't know that a lot of people who are saying Nigeria should break today, they once believe in Nigeria very strongly. There are many of them who think they believe in Nigeria today, but they have seen it.
Definitely. Even people that won the election now said by 1999 they said that he doesn't believe in Nigeria.
He said it.
He said it. He said it with him. So I don't know why people are so much attached with this oneness. This is something that I call faulty relationship. How can you marry a woman? And the woman said, "I don't want you," and you keep on forcing her on yourself. She said she don't want. You can't force her.
You can never.
So this is how Nigeria is.
Someone, no.
Nigeria is finished, whether we like it or we don't like it. That's my only contribution. Maiyegun, thank you so much for your good work.
It's actually so good to hear from you again, sir. So nice to hear from you. Thank you. We may have a People's Parliament tomorrow. If that happens, I hope I'm so lucky enough that you won't be working so that you'll not be double dating. So thank you so much, Baba, for stopping by. I will try. Cheers, You have a good one. That's Austin there calling in from Germany. Now, Austin will be my last caller. I wish I could take more. And thank you to all of you for your support and for all the time, including every one of you who feels like, oh yeah, I mean, we can chip in something and get you a nicer camera. First, I'll let you know the camera I'm looking for is quite dear. We are talking about, 3,000 pound sterling camera. That's like 3 million naira. I mean, it's so loud. I've got some money saved. So I'm going to go work it out and see how we can, I can get your help. You know what I mean? But thank you to everybody who actually tune in and then share this broadcast. All of you, my super chatters, you have no idea how much I appreciate you. Because for anybody to actually pick up their own bank card, you're watching somebody on YouTube and you enjoyed him so much, right? That you bring out your bank card and you decided to say, oh, I'm going to give him $2. I'm going to give him $20. I'm going to give him £50. Oh, I'm going to give him £100. That takes some level of love, oh, man, I don't lie you. I have done it. I've given people that, but it takes some level of loving to say, oh, no, I love this guy. I'm going to give it that to him. So I appreciate every penny, whether it is $1, or $100. The that motive, that thing that actually makes you feel like the intention to say, I'm going to give it to him $2. I'm going to give it to him $5. You know what I mean? I appreciate you. And I say thank you to all of you who always share your evening with me. Yeah, we're all making some sacrifices to ensure that we fill in that vacuum every night or every morning or afternoon. Depends on the time you are watching. But if I've continued to make an impression on you about, everything, to the point that you have been my fan all this while, sharing my video, inviting people, getting more people to actually join me, you are doing me a great deal of favor. And I promise I'll keep reciprocating same. So thank you for all this support. I will see you some other time. And that other time is going to be tomorrow. God spare our lives. I'll see you then. So don't leave without liking the broadcast as usual. Something will keep telling you, oh, did I like that Maiyegun's broadcast? I can't remember. Did I like it? Or did I not like it? Don't worry. Check it before you leave. I will see you some other time. Good night.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun Diary, Diary Politico. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.